video on some of our 4AW products, products that you can find in our web store, which you'll find in the link below. Essentially the products I'm talking about today are our muzzle brake. This is a little range of our muzzle brakes. This is a 7mm rem mag with one of our small version of the 3-port muzzle brake. We have basically a range from these 2-port muzzle brakes, and this is the initial machine form that I store them in. I actually hand finish from deburring and sizing exactly, including sandblasting and cerakoting and finishing to whatever colour you want them to be in, is the process I go through. And I have a range of some more than this, but these are some I grabbed out of the cupboard. Essentially this is a 2-port muzzle brake in a small version, which is really designed for your 243, your 260, your 65 Creedmoor, your 308, that sort of stuff. These are going to do a very nice job on that. They're small, they're quite wide, as you can see, deliberately designed that way. I'll go into a minute, but I'll go through the sizes. Next size up is our small 3-port, which really suits in the moving into the smaller magnums. So this is a 7mm rem mag moving into the 300 Win mag, in that sort of genre, and you can push them further. It's really about a bit more muzzle braking. I've then got into the larger 3-port, which you can get just for looks. It'll still work well on these smaller ones. I tend to use it more on the likes of the 300 rum, onto your 338, that style of things. We can go with either the large 3-port or going to a large 4-port, which it does definitely a 338 Lapua, and upwards to a degree. There's a 5-port we do as well, exactly the same thing in a 5-port, and then there's a larger 5-port which is broader and larger, which I use on the likes of the Shytac, or on a 416 Barrett, that sort of thing, when you run into a bigger brake as well. And beyond that point, we actually are doing some custom brakes, which are going to be moderately more expensive, which run even more braking in a slightly more compact form than going into a 6-port or 7-port sort of brake. But essentially that's the sizing of the brakes. The concept of our brakes is quite simple. We're after a good amount of efficiency in the way of braking, so that they give you a significantly reduced recoil in the rifle, so significantly less whack on the shoulder. But what we're actually also after, and what the real design of our muzzle brakes is, to stop the blast hitting the ground. Because we shoot in the dirt, and as a lot of prone, extreme long range shooters are going to be shooting in the prone position, laying down the dirt in dry conditions, or in slushy conditions, where essentially you don't want the blast to be pushing garbage, stuff, dirt, sand, mud, whatever it is, off the ground and making a mess of things. These are designed where they don't completely eliminate it, but they take away a lot of the effect of it. The simple design is that rather than in being obviously a radial brake will just blast stuff everywhere, so really messy, but even just a side port brake, the gases will still come out the side, but they can come down at quite a sharp angle out the side and still blow up a lot of dirt. By having this extended where the side ports are further to the side, essentially that means the blast is now travelling at a lot far greater reduced angle to the ground. So it essentially is coming out a lot further, which means on a rifle like this, the blast that actually is hitting the ground can be more like half a metre to a metre away, so there's a lot less effect of the dirt coming up in your face. Another side effect that we found, well, not so much a side effect, but not really something that was too considered in the extra bits of my design, is they're also pretty good at protecting you from percussion, from the type of thing that gives you that smack in the face, which you'll find, especially on larger rifles with effective brakes, there's a lot of push in your face that comes out of those. Once again, because of the side width of the brakes, that's obviously one of the smallest, but because of the width of the brakes, they are actually producing a lot of the percussion that would otherwise have been coming back against your face is being far more directed out to the side. So it's another effective thing that these brakes do quite well. Essentially that's the sizes. As said, we can finish them in basically pretty much any colour you like. The normal colours, we do an armour black, we do essentially a normal matte black, and we also do a silver for stainless steel guns. They are in a Cerakote, they are fully dressed and finished beyond that point, and if you wanted tan, you let us know the tan you want and we can do them in whatever colour to suit your rifle. and whether that's bright pink as well. We no doubt can find a Cerakote that's going to match that sort of stuff, but they are our design that are set up that we found have worked very well, and we've now gone to the process of CNCing and producing these, so we have these units on the shelf. So you'll find these in the web store. I should say these are the standard threading we do is the 5/8 by 24. We can do any threads, so we can go through and do it. Some threads would be no cost, some threads are going to be an extra cost. Any of those questions, email us. The links are either in our email link down below there, or you can also do that through our web store. Either way, we can then work out what we need to do, quote you properly on that. Another detail I'd go is the timing of these things. Yes, they do need to be timed. We can run, for people with long thread, at the front there, we can run a timing nut, so a separate nut to be able to time it. We can run basically shim kits, which essentially you can shim it to exactly the right place. The ideal thing is really to use your gunsmith to either he's threading it to suit and then he's going to time it then, or to actually run these in a 4-jaw chuck and trim these to suit. In truth, we've been very lucky over the last little while. Most people, they're working out their timing up well anyway. And one of the little tricks you can do for timing something that is for shooting is you can use the likes of a low yield Loctite. Just put a little bit on the last bit of the threads that actually squishes up, and you can actually make it work quite well like that. Ideally, really, you time them properly so they spin on and off, but there is a range of choices. Once again, if you've got questions to go on that sort of stuff, email us, we'll go through, work out what you need to suit your rifle, and yeah, basically we can really customise this stuff. It is all built here. The CNCing is done in a factory. All the finishing, all the dotting the I's, the rethreading, any of that sort of stuff, I do here myself. So essentially, that's just our 4AW muzzle brake, designed this way. Maybe some other designs coming, but these are what we've got right now, working really well. We've been really happy with them. This is on our 7mm rem mag. Actually been running this brake now for pretty much half a season. Works really well, really happy with it. I'm happy with the look side of things, and basically for us keeping the dirt and the whack out of your face is working